Solar flares are...
During rehearsal, the director blocks the action for the scene, and we practice it with the dialogue.
Here comes Jonathan.
What about quarrelsome guests?
Waiting for you in the observation lounge.
And that takes us to...
A scout ship reported 2 inhabited planets, one of which was on the verge of acquiring space travel.
That in 2 centuries, neither civilization...
Rehearsal is going well.
I find it strange that
So the director begins final preparations to shoot the scene.
In here, and in anywhere in there I want to
He
come
directs the cameraman to roll the cameras into position. Sound is put in place, and lighting is adjusted.
This one. Lose a single.
The actors get ready with a few vital finishing touches.
Daryl. All right, here we go. Places, please.
Hope they should still look left.
The crew has done a great job and everything is ready. Now they look to us, the actors, to bring the scene to life. Focus for the camera is measured.
And roll, please.
We wait for the director's cue.
Background.
Action, LeVar. Solar flares are increasing in magnitude, Captain. The shields are shaky, but they're holding.
Maintain. How are our rather quarrelsome guests?
waiting for you in the observation lounge, sir.
Mr. Data, what can you tell us about the inhabitants of this system?
Good. Cut.
The scene is shot from many angles. Now the cameras are rolled into a new position and props are moved out of the way. We're ready to shoot the scene from a different point of view.
Jonathan, take your position behind Ben for a second.
Rolling, please. Background.
And action.
And here's what the cameraman sees
They're
with
waiting
his
for you in the
lens.
observation lounge, sir.
This is a master shot. That means the major characters for the scene are in the shot.
The only recorded contact with the Delos system was over 200 years ago. A scout ship reported 2 inhabited planets. One of
Now
which
the
was on
captain's
verge-
close-up.
Mr. Data, what can you tell us about the inhabitants of this system?
Now Riker's reaction shot.
Action.
Not very much, sir. The only recorded contact with the Delos system.
And Data's close-up.
Background.
Action.
The system was over 200 years ago.
And so it goes. Shot after shot after shot.
Background.
Action.
Close-ups, establishing shots, reaction shots, 2 shots, zooms, pans, wide-angle shots. How do you make a show out of all of this? You take it to an electronic editing house.
Solar flares increasing in magnitude, Captain. Shields are shaky.
We're here at the Post Group in Hollywood, California, where a lot of the post-production work for Star Trek The Next Generation is done. And this is Rob Legato. He's the show's visual effects supervisor. He's here working with a couple of the guys from the post-production team on some of the scenes we shot the other day. Hiya, Rob.
How you doing?
Good, good.
Welcome. LeVar, I'd like to introduce you to Fred Ramondi and Rich Thorne. This is LeVar Burton.
Hiya, Fred. Hiya, Rich. So this looks pretty complicated. What are all these buttons and knobs?
Well, actually, everything in the room is a remote control for all the tape machines, which are actually downstairs in the basement, so to speak.
Aha. And what your keyboard there then is...
This is a computer that lets me roll the tape machine to a specific point to make an edit.
Well, let's edit some film.
Great. Okay. But we were working on scene 42.
Remember scene 42? The one with the solar flares and the people come on
yes.
board and
That's right, that's right. So what are we doing first?
the one we cut to the wide shot now.
Okay.
Solar flares...
Editing film or videotape is like putting together a puzzle. And each shot is a piece of that puzzle. The editor rolls through all of the shots, selects the ones that best tell the story to make a scene. When all of the scenes are put together, we have a show.
Solar flares increasing in magnitude, Captain. Shields are shaky, but they're holding.
Maintain. How are our rather quarrelsome guests?
They're waiting for you in the observation lounge, sir.
Data, what information can you give us about the inhabitants of this system?
Not very much, sir.
But what makes Star Trek unique happens next. Those amazing special effects.
Ship reported 2 inhabited planets.
Captain, we're passing Warp 10. Rob and his team create these effects in some very surprising ways. So, Rob, where does this process of visual effects start?
Well, it starts with the script. They write a scenario, and they describe what they think it should be, and then I have to take a look at the script and interpret it and decide what I think it should be.
Well, in this scene, the writer says, they enter cautiously. In the center is a shiny black box. It pulsates with a glowing light.
Well, after I read that, I decided to make it about 100 feet tall.
And this is what you came up
And
with?
this is what I came up with. So what we decided to do, since this is in keeping with the rest of the script, everything was octagonally shaped, we decided to make an octagonally shaped model made out of old model parts, pieces from aircraft carriers and tanks and planes and cars.
So in creating these things, you can use absolutely
anything. You can make this little tiny object, which is about 2 feet tall, look like it's 100 feet tall.
Well, now, one of the effects that everybody loves in Star Trek is the transporter effect, beaming in and out. How do you do that?
Well, first it starts, again, with the script where they describe that might be a sparkly pattern or whatever, and then you have to figure out how to make that sparkly pattern. And one of the ways of doing it is actually take sparkles, like you buy at a hobby shop, and you need to suspend them somehow. You can suspend them with wind or air or whatever, or the easiest way is to suspend them in water. And simply take regular sparkles and dump them in a water tank, and then stir it up, and then start filming it after you've stirred it up. It looks like...
Look at that. You can actually see those sparkles in the beam-up effect. Rob, that's amazing. And what's this little guy here?
Well, this is a little model we built for a map painting shot we did. It was a painting of the Enterprise in the space dock.
Mm-hmm.
And this was going to be a little scout ship. Didn't have much money, so it was built out of spare parts. There's a disposable razor here. Then we added some lights to it. And we shot those in smoke as well, so you have the little beams that come out of it. And we flew that in front of this painting of the Enterprise, and it made it look like it was realistic.
You like what you do, don't you?
Sure, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a challenge.
Yeah. Well, I bet you're wondering where the real Enterprise is. Well, earlier today, Rob took me to Image G, where the Enterprise lives. So this is it. This is the Enterprise. Rob, how big is it?
6 feet.
Now, I noticed that the ship is upside down. Why is she upside down?
It's upside down so that you can shoot across the bottom of the ship for when it comes overhead.
So it's actually just easier to shoot it with it
Right.
upside down,
Yeah.
and then you
flip the camera upside down, and it looks like it's
it looks
going
right side up. So the camera is actually moving around.
Yeah, the way we make the ship look like it's moving is actually not move the ship and leave it stationary so it's all lit correctly. We just move the camera, and when you put it against the star field, it appears that the ship is actually flying when it's really not. It's the camera that's doing all the moving.
It's the camera that does all the work. Amazing. Now these guys are ready to put the Enterprise into space. This, I want to see. So, Rob, we've shot the model. Now what?
Now we have to take all the pieces that we shot of the model, all the various passes that we call it, and we put it together to make one shot.
Aha. What are you going to lay in next?
There's the existing planet,
Right.
and the stars. And then the next thing we'll do is we would put the Enterprise over that. To actually insert the Enterprise into a shot, it's a little more difficult than just kind of placing the ship into the shot. One of the things we need to do is actually cut a hole in the background. So we use a cookie cutter of sorts, something that looks like this. That's just a shape of the Enterprise.
A silhouette.
A silhouette. So we start out with this, and what we do is we actually cut a hole in the background.
Wow.
A shape of the Enterprise.
Right.
Then if we add the actual Enterprise into that hole, It looks like that, and there's the Enterprise on the shot.
Now, can you make that image of the Enterprise move in this picture?
Sure.
Whoa!
What'd you think?
That was great. That was great. Listen, thanks, guys. I really learned a lot here.
Well, you're welcome.
I'll see you later, Rob. Bye-bye.
Okay. Let's cut to the ship.
Good, you got it.
Walking along the miles of corridors that there are on this ship, you begin to understand the power that it takes to keep it running. Let me show you something. This is the engine. This is the energy source that powers the Enterprise as she explores unknown worlds. Pretty impressive, huh? You know, there's something else that can help you explore the universe. Books. They can take you literally anywhere. So if you like the Bionic Bunny show, then here are 3 that'll take you where you've never gone before. But you don't have to take my word for it.
Wait! Camera! Action! Hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan Bope, and I just read this great book called Lights, Camera, Action. It tells you how movies are made. There are 3 big steps. Pre-production, production, and post-production. If I worked in the movies, I would like to be a director because you get to tell the people what to do and when to do it. So if you like movies and want to make one of your own, then this book is for you. Cut. Flip it! Where would 105 men and women, all dressed in black and white, go to play in the middle of the night? Give up to the Philharmonic. That's what this book tells about. It's called Philharmonic Gets Dressed. The 105 men and women are members of an orchestra. Before the performance, they bathe and dress and get their instruments ready. Everyone comes early so they can warm up and practice. I play the piano, and I know what it's like to play in front of a big audience. I get butterflies in my stomach and my hands start to tingle. But I love it because it makes me feel special. I'm Deidre Avery, and if you want an idea of what that special feeling is like, read The Philharmonic Gets Dressed. Hey, wait a minute. Don't touch that dial. My name is George, and I have a great new book to tell you about. It's called Ramona Behind the Scenes of a Television Show. Let me tell you about this book. It's all about how a real TV show was actually made. It tells how the scripts were written and how the cast was chosen. Like Ramona, for example. The pictures show every step in the production, including how the sets were built, how the people in the crew worked, and how the show was finally put together by an editor. This is a challenging book to read. It's a chapter book filled with exciting information and pictures. Why not check it out?
You know, things on the set don't always go, well, perfectly.
Captain, the freighter's hold temperature is approaching critical.
We're losing the freighter. We have to beam those people out of there now or even sooner, or as soon as I can give the order. Captain Turgeon, we're not able to attach the what's the names? Captain Turgeon, we're not able to attach the tractor beams.
Chevy cut.
Captain Turgeon, we're not able to...
Sorry, gentlemen. Okay, that's a cut.
I get the assistant Oscar for that?
You know, we have a lot of fun. And when we're finished, we've made a show we're really proud of. You can turn on your TV set and enjoy a story well told by the experts we've met today. Or you can be the expert by picking up a book. When you read a good book, you're the producer, the director, the actor, even the special effects magician. You bring the book to life in your imagination. So, The next time you're looking for some behind-the-scenes adventure, pick up a good book. One to beam down. I'll see you next time. Energize. Today's Reading Rainbow books are The Bionic Bunny Show by Mark Brown and Laureen Krasny Brown, published by Atlantic Monthly Press, Little Brown and Company. Lights, Camera, Action by Gail Gibbons, published by Thomas Y. Crowell. The Philharmonic Gets Dressed by Carla Cuskin, illustrated by Mark Simon, published by Harper & Row. Ramona, Behind the Scenes of a Television Show by Elaine Scott, photos by Margaret Miller, published by Morrow Junior Books.
Reading Rainbow is made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, this station and other public television stations, the Carnegie Corporation of New York, and the National Science Foundation.